tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
What an intro.
I know,
What an
we like
intro.
that.
That was smooth.
That's
Super
so smooth. Hello, everyone. You are watching and listening to AfterBuzz TV's Spotlight On. Before we get started, we want to remind everybody, subscribe to our YouTube channel at AfterBuzz TV. Find us on iTunes and SoundCloud. And we're using the hashtag today, Spotlight On. So we want to know what you think, because we have a very, very special guest today. Asher Monroe is in the studio.
Oh, yeah.
What's up?
What's up?
How's it going, guys?
We're super excited because we've got a triple threat in the studio, actually.
Okay,
Not
all right,
only is he a singer-songwriter, but actor, dancer. You've got it all. I mean, I don't know what he's not done, but let's get to know him. I'm Whitney Lane, one of your hosts.
I'm Jason Ikeler.
And Mr. Asher Monroe in the
What's up,
house
guys?
tonight.
How's it going?
So
Yeah.
It's going
the
well.
EP is out now.
It's out now. It literally just came out yesterday. Yeah.
On my way. Part
On my
one
way.
and part two.
Part two came out yesterday. It's all both out. It's, it's available. It's awesome. I'm just happy to finally get it out there for the public to start listening to them.
It's exciting.
It's really exciting.
So we want to get to know you a little bit more. One of our favorite tracks from part one is Memory.
Okay.
So we're going to play a little memory game.
Cool.
Are you
Dig
ready?
Very good.
Dig
I
out
like
some
that.
stuff from your
Like,
past.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, what was the last tweet you deleted?
The last tweet I deleted. Man.
Pressure.
No pressure. Man, gosh, I'm trying to think of some like dirt maybe I was saying, talking about
Yeah.
something. You know what it is? I think sometimes I got in a fight with somebody on Twitter. One of my fans, actually it wasn't a fan, it was just somebody calling out, like people will like comment or whatever. They said, I can't remember what they said, but I think I might have gone in a little bit too hard on the tweet.
And you're like,
So I had to kind of go
"It's
back
okay."
and delete it, and then, it's better to keep it clean and safe,
Definitely.
Yeah.
Everybody deletes
Sometimes
tweets.
Twitter's that, like,
happens.
you just
I
want to
know.
just unleash, and so it's all good.
Okay, first song you ever sang live.
First song I ever sang live. Wow. First song was oh gosh, man.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Right?
So maybe going back to my theater days, probably. Chip, I had a bunch of solo parts and that kind of thing, but Oliver, I had Where's Love. That was the first song like as a kid that I sang.
And Oliver, no big
And
deal.
Oliver, I was Oliver. Yep, that was a part
That's
way long
crazy.
time ago.
Okay, what month was your mom born?
Oh my god. Dude.
Come
She's
on,
gonna
come
kill
on.
me. She's gonna
fast,
kill me. She is June.
June.
Yeah.
June, okay.
Is
Yeah.
that your final answer?
That's my final
Okay.
We don't know, so we're going to take you on that.
We're
Oh
gonna
my
trust
gosh.
you.
Isn't
Okay.
that terrible not to know? Yeah.
Well, we're putting the pressure on a little bit. So the
You know what?
first,
You know what I got recently is a birthday
What?
reminder, because I literally there's so many birthdays and
Oh.
I'm terrible at it, and it'll
Yeah.
remind me 3 days before any of my family's birthdays. And
That's
I'll just call 'em.
good.
So that's
that's helpful.
that's super helpful. Too many dates, too many numbers in my head. Yeah.
Okay, first time you ever got in trouble was for what?
First time, like in general, just trouble.
Yeah.
Oh man, I got spanked by my dad when I was a kid.
Why?
Oh, yes, I
What
remember.
did you do?
I love my dog, and his name was Brutus. He was a border collie, but he got like crazy sometimes. And I think I was just like play fighting with him one time, and I literally took the stick, and he was like growling back at me, and I was just really kind of, I don't even know why. I loved the
Yeah.
dog. I was like literally like my best friend at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad, I remember spanked me for it. And
Oh.
Don't mess
yeah.
with Brutus.
Don't mess with Brutus.
Your dad picked the dog over you.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
first girl you ever kissed.
Ooh, first girl I ever, man. Do you want to know the name?
What's her name?
Tell us the story.
Call her out.
Oh man.
She'll be so proud if she sees this interview.
I know.
yeah. Her name. Oh gosh, what was her name?
She made a huge impact.
She was a really important figure in my life. What was her name? I think her name was Darcy.
Okay.
Darcy.
Way to
Yeah.
And how
go.
did
Way
it
to
happen?
It was.
How
just-
old were you first
I was
off?
young.
There you
I
go.
was really young.
Everybody's young.
Yeah, I was super young, and I think it was just one of those things. I just got
Yeah.
confidence, and it just came over me, and just went in for it.
Well,
you
let's
know?
take it back to your
Okay.
youth, okay? So you grew up in Virginia, right?
I did.
I'm a Virginia girl myself.
No way.
So
Where are you from?
I'm from right on the Tennessee-Virginia line.
Ooh, very cool.
Yeah.
That's where that
So
southern accent comes
first of
out.
all, I
Mhm,
love
you still
it.
got the
I
accent.
do. I've
That's
still
good.
got it going
That's
on.
good.
But let's talk about it. How has Virginia kind of shaped your career goals and your sound, even when it comes to your music?
Well, it definitely has helped humble me, for sure. Humble beginnings and coming from a very normal, I mean, it was like a 2-acre farm, very, I didn't know the industry, I didn't know auditions, I didn't know, so I did do music when I was a kid, and I played piano, and my mom always used to tell me I was whistling around the house, and it was too early to really figure out that this is what I really wanted to do
Right.
for the rest of my life. But luckily, early on, I got my big break, and I was like 6 years old, and literally that,
That's crazy.
Beauty and the Beast, the national Broadway tour, that was my first thing ever, and that kind of introduced me into the whole career in music, and then it just exploded from there.
When you were 6, did you realize like how big of a deal that was to be on the Beauty and the Beast?
Well, yeah, I
national
did
tour?
actually.
Okay.
I totally did. I mean, the whole process about it was so new to me and it was very foreign. But actually being the one chosen out of all the kids, this huge open call, and just having the head at Disney come in, bring my mom in, it was just this big deal for me. So I thought that was going to be. I mean, once I got it, I was of course thrilled, but I thought that was going to be it. I thought after that, I was like, this is so lucky. I'm never going to do anything after this. So I rode the wave, as you would say. I was still the longest running chip for 2.5 years, and I
Oh, wow.
traveled the
Yeah.
country. And so for me, it was like that was like my beginning. And then obviously other doors started opening after that, and it just kind of led into other opportunities. And so I just kind of just took that lane and followed it.
And tell everybody a little bit about because you did a lot of musical theater.
Yeah.
Just name drop some of your roles.
Okay, well, Beauty and the Beast, I played Chip. Then I was in Sound of Music. I was Kurt.
Oh, can you do that good?
Yeah, I had a super high falsetto, and
Really?
everyone was always impressed. Every night I did that like super high note. And then I was Oliver and Oliver. I was Prince and Prince the Pauper. I did a bunch of shows. It was awesome though, as a kid, just the experience, and I just so enjoyed it. And that's that's my humble beginnings, and then it just went on from there.
Well, and you probably, as a kid, you're probably not as nervous as you might be now, right? When you get in front of fans. Like, back then, you're probably just like, yeah, this is my jam. Like, I'm enjoying it. But how's that different from having a solo career, being in front of an audience and performing on your own like
It's
that?
completely different. But you know what? I think all of that has helped form me and developed all that I have. And you just learn so much through all that process. I grew up kind of fast. And and for me, I just took all the experience and you just take pieces from every little thing that you do in life. And for me, that's really what I've done. So, building the solo thing was difficult at first. I'm not going to say it was easy, but I think when you just put your head and your focus and that's what you want to do for the rest of your life, you have no other options. That's literally what you're going to do, and it's your passion. So for me, I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy getting better at my craft. I write all my music now. I co-produce. I manage myself. I do a lot of things, and so for me, I'm very hands-on with my career, and I think it's been a great learning experience for me, and I enjoy it. I really don't see it as work. I love what I do. I love making music, and it's kind of where I'm at now. But I'm in a good spot, and I feel really good with just all the work that's come up to now, and I just feel like I'm in a sweet spot. I
Yeah.
really do.
That's awesome.
Which
Yeah.
is the ultimate goal, right?
Yeah.
You're working, but
Yeah.
it's your passion.
Literally, even on the way here, I was writing to a song. Literally, there was a track
that's
in my
cool.
car. I was blaring it, and I'm just like, melodies and ideas, and it's just fun right now. I'm just enjoying it.
But
When you're writing, do you
ahead.
do you like record it? Everybody always says I record a voice
My-
memo on my phone,
yeah,
or I write
oh
it
my
down.
God.
Yeah.
I
What's
have
your process?
so many. I have thousands of voice memos in my phone, and that's actually how I do it. I literally, if I have an idea like a lyric, or it could be melody, it could be anything, the smallest like concept idea, title, and I'll write it first in my notes, or if it's a melody or something, I'll do the voice memo and I'll record myself. And so that's my process. That's usually how an idea will start, and then it just grows from there. And then I'll usually go to the studio and
Yeah.
layer it, and it just gets goes from there.
Well, you've worked with a ton of awesome people too. Let's not forget this. So, like Ryan Tedder, you've written with him, right? And then you've got Chris Brown, you've got Sean Kingston.
Yeah.
What's it been like, kind of working with other people? What do you learn from them?
Oh, you always learn something. Everyone has their own technique in the studio, and everyone has their own writing process, and it's really fun to work with new people, and especially artists too, because they have so much energy when they're pouring themselves out, and I think we all do that, and so. I just enjoy the creative process, especially collaborations. I love working with new people, and you're bringing both of your energies together, and you just never know what you're gonna get. And that's the fun part about it. That's like the ones where I've like least expected something great to happen. Something will surprise you, and then, you know, there you go. You got an amazing song in your hands.
Do you ever get nervous? Because I imagine, especially with like Ryan Tedder, who's written every hit song in the last 10 years, going in the studio with them and then kind of being like, "This is what I wrote. Here it is."
Well, you know, fortunately, we actually started the idea from scratch, and we did 2 songs together. And I went up to his amazing studio, and it's incredible. It's like a bat cave up there. It's
I'm sure.
He literally pushes the button, door opens, he goes to his family, and he's like disappeared. And it's like all these trap doors, and you know. So, but you know, working with him was great. I mean, he's just fantastic at what he does, and you can tell why he's at the level of where he's at in his career. But you know, I'm always learning things. It's all you know, he's so experienced, and so just working with somebody like that, you can't help but learn so much in the process, and it just helps me for my writing process and everything I do. So
okay, let's talk about this EP a little bit. On My Way, Part 1 and Part 2. So have you gotten a response from your fans? Like, what's their favorite right now?
That, you know, it's great because everyone has kind of a different one. Memory was definitely the first one that people got really excited about. You know, we shot the video as well for it, so that was kind of good to have the content. But let's see. You know, I don't know. I feel like every day I'm getting tweets that are saying, "Oh, bye bye," or the Fucked Up song's getting really a lot of attention. People love that one, and that's actually one of my favorites. I didn't purposely. Actually, I kind of did. Part 1 was the teasers to kind of get people excited, and Part 2 was more kind of my personal favorites that I put together.
Okay.
But still try to split it up so it sounded similar. It's not too crazy different, but Part 2 I'm a little more attached to.
If you had to pick one song that you really want people to hear, which one is it and why?
Off the EP?
Yeah.
I would probably say Fucked Up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what made you decide, instead of just making a full-length album, to split it up into 2 EPs?
Okay, so here's how it really happened. I'll give you the short end of it and still explain it to you. So this is about a year and a half ago. I got in the studio with Chris, amazing writers, producers he all brought in. We did about 12 songs together, and I narrowed it down to 10. And since that time period, it's been a year and a half, like I said, and I started recording. I mean, this is like a whole body of work that I've been doing for so long. So in my library, I have so many songs, and I'm attached to each one of them in different ways. Of course, they're all like my little babies, and you know, when they come to life. So for me, I had so many songs, I just was trying to think, okay, I don't want to just fully unload everything onto my fans all at once. So I was like, let's break it up, you know. And this is the year I thought I have to just start releasing things.
Yeah.
You know, because I was holding on to it. And I was like, how do I package it? You know, so for me this year it's just like, okay, I started with the EP. This is the first wave, and so I want the fans to also see the journey sonically that I've been going on, because the EP is sonically a little bit different from where I'm at now, because I have a full-length album that I'm releasing after the EP this year.
Yes.
So you know, I was testing sounds with working with Chris and those guys, and you know, I hope I answered your question, but it was more just to break it up for the fans so that they had something to look forward to. And, you know, it's different. Nowadays, you can get away with doing different things, and, you know, there's no formula to music now. So,
very true.
You know, the fans have reacted really well to it so far.
Do you kind of group them together? Because I know the second volume we were listening to earlier, and we're like, okay, cohesively, this kind of just sounds like baby making music. Are you like, okay, these are the sexy songs, these are the sad songs, or how do you group them?
Well, no, I grouped them. I split up the features. That was the first thing. I wanted Chris on the one, and I wanted Sean on the other half.
That makes sense, yeah.
And then I split it up tempo and ballads.
Okay.
I wanted it to not be all one up tempo and one very slow jam. So I kind of mixed it up, almost like I would think I would do with a full length album, but just for 5 songs and 5 songs. So that was kind of my process
that makes sense.
going about it.
That's cool, though.
Okay, well, let's talk about this triple threat part of your life here, because you've acted before too. You've been in Parenthood and The Mentalist. So would you ever go back to that, or is it singing all the way?
No, I love acting. Trust me.
Yeah?
Don't get me wrong. I've enjoyed doing so many great roles and got to experience. Just, you know, it's just amazing that I've gotten to do some of the fun things. So I don't want to forsake it, but I think right now it's really nice just putting all my energy and eggs in one basket and putting all my focus into one thing. And I'm seeing the results too, because I'm putting so much time into it, and I'm just fully engrossed in that world. And so for me, I would love to go back to acting eventually if let's say it's the right role, or
Right.
you know, maybe even one day I might go back and do a Broadway show, or who knows. But like for me, I'm enjoying doing the music full out.
Is there any one artist out right now that you would say like I'd like to emulate their career?
Well, you know, it's tricky when you say emulate. You know, I never want to copy or never want to be like somebody,
Right.
but you can't help but, of course, you know,
Look
be
up to
gravitated and
yeah.
look up to people. So, I mean, yeah, of course, I definitely like. I like Bruno Mars, his style. I love watching him as a performer. You know, I do Ed Sheeran and Sam Smith. You know, some of those guys right now are doing their thing.
Yeah.
And you can't help. I mean, I like Labyrinth as well. There's some really cool people out there. But you know, I just keep you just keep an eye on everybody. And you know, there's things that I like from a lot of different artists. Maybe there's just one song that they did, and I'm just like, I'll play that on repeat. And then other people, you know, you just kind of have to keep an eye on what's out there.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So tell us about you're working on the full-length album. Is there anything you can give away?
Yes.
I know the EP just dropped
Give us
yesterday.
like a little sneak preview. Like, what can we look forward to?
Of the EP? Man. Well, you know, if they haven't, I mean, everything's out there, so they have a chance to go hear it.
Right.
So I'm not holding anything from anybody. But for me, I'm gonna say the EP is I want to push everybody to it because I want them to see again the journey that I'm going on. But I do really want them to get excited because I'm genuinely that excited about the new wave of music that I've been working on. You know, just to go off the full-length album, I recorded over 40 or 50 songs.
Oh, wow.
That I narrowed down to 12 of my favorites. And I genuinely feel off the album it's 12 singles that I could like be happy with. So it's hard, you know, for me I'm kind of just, you know, excited for people to just go through this journey with me, you know,
Do we have
and to
any
see
collaborations on the album you can?
you know, I just finished with James Fauntleroy. He's an
wow.
amazing writer, and so I did a couple songs with him. You know, there's some really, you know, I did get to work with some great people on on the new music as well. So, but I did a lot of it myself. So,
That's
you know, I
awesome.
co-produced most of it. I played instruments on a lot of the tracks. I you know, I got some, you know, just some really cool tastemaker people in there, and so I'm, you know, looking forward to it.
So what else does 2015 have in store? Are you touring? Where can your fans
I was
find
just gonna
you?
say touring is gonna be the next thing I'm probably looking forward to do because, you know, I'm just getting outside the studio and now just start performing all these songs, and then I mean the fans can find me on all my social medias. You know, I'm on them all the time: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. And it's pretty easy. It's all / Asher Monroe. There's
That is easy.
Perfect.
banging my watch on this thing.
It's okay. I'm so angry. Okay, before we let you go, you were in a boy band.
Yes.
Yeah, we
we
can't let that
you go without talking
go.
about you
It's all
being in a
good,
boy
it's
band.
all good.
Let it out. What's it like being on a bus?
I
with
have to know
all
that.
those boys?
What is it like living on a tour bus with a bunch of boys?
It's actually pretty fun, you know, and that was the thing for me. You know, I was going actually to college. I was doing my first semester. I probably got through maybe a month of college.
Yeah, I was like,
before I got a call from the A&R of Warner Brothers. I was studying with a well-known vocal coach here in LA. And the next thing I know, I was a little skeptical. I will say at first, I was like, a boy band? Do I really want to do that? You know, it just seemed, you know, it's always been, you know, can it be slightly cheesy and all that? So my first thing was I wanted to hear the music, some of the stuff that they would want me to do, and then also I wanted to meet the guys. So, you know, I got to meet everyone. Everyone was like super down to earth, normal guys, all come from like almost similar backgrounds as me. And so, you know, I just took a chance on it. And for me, I would rather have done music at that time anyways than go to school and study business and all that stuff. So for me, I was like, let's go right back to music. And it was great. They threw us on a Johnny Wright tour, and we traveled around the country, and it was awesome. I mean, it was a great experience. That was the first kind of introduction into, you know, the touring life and, you know, being on a bus. And, it was fun, actually, with the other guys because, you know, we're all 17, 18, 19, and we're all, you know, it's a fun part of our lives.
You got girls
know?
screaming
Yeah,
for
we
you.
got,
I
know,
mean,
we're having
can't get better
we're having
than
a great
that.
time. We're having a great time.
Well, we're sure that will continue.
Yeah.
Volumes 1 and 2
2
are
are
on iTunes right now. Thank you
Yep.
so much for coming in today.
Seriously,
Yeah.
thank you guys for having me. This is great. This is sweet. Love the
Yeah.
studio.
If you guys want more from AfterBuzz, make sure you follow us on Facebook and Twitter at AfterBuzz TV. And where can they find you at?
Y'all can find me at Southern_Wit.
And I'm at Jason Ikeler. We will see you guys back in here next time.
Nice.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Stop. You know, we've been going crazy last week in New York.
Buzz you later.
Yeah.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.